Okay, so I thought I would demonstrate how to wind some of these after I undo this real quick. I was practicing to make sure that my explanation could be understood. So if you first start with a typical coil of wire, this is actually yard trimmer line. It was just something that was basically a round shape. Trying to stress it too much. So if you start with a regular coil, you take one end, then this passes either over this way, and then around it over itself and that, and around and over itself that, etc. Around and over and through itself. And this should always be like a smooth coiling. After you get several of these, and make sure you go all the way around and then through. And don't just go through. Because if you do that, it'll just tie it together and now you're not in the right state. But you can twist it like this and you get this nice form. This is kind of stable itself, other than the line is springy. I think I dropped a loop. And again, and you could tie these together. And this is fairly stable itself too. It spreads out kind of like that. But it always kind of wants to spring back to that form. If I rotate it this way, so I twist the ends, then really I'm joining this way. And then this form is stable. And then you can collapse this like so into another flat shape. So you have electrons and that's like a magnetic field. This can also okay, folded. Okay, you sort of get the point of that. And again, I'll just start regular coil, pretty much. There. So you take the whole coil, and you put it around and through. Then you take the whole coil and put it around past the beginning of that and through. And past the beginning and through. And past the beginning and through. Let's see if I can get like 12 turns. If you're winding a bifill coil, you would just have 2 windings at once. You only really need 12 turns. At a certain point, because of roundness, I guess, the it sort of starts to be more work to stress that way. So this is joined this way. But this is only 1, 2, 3, 11, 12. Let's twist Oops. So it's just these joined together. But I think I crossed a loop somewhere because now I have this extra fiber. So you really shouldn't drop it once you have it at a certain point because it becomes very confusing. This is all kind of separate. It can kind of transform into a mobile wind around itself that way, in this way. But if instead of winding it that way, if I attach it this way, then I get this shape. And see, this has too many turns, so these start to be kind of loose. But it collapses into that shape. Let me try that again. Right? So that's a nice stable circle. And then that shape. And this shape is kind of stable. And twist this. So join this way or join this way. It just kind of naturally torques. Like I'm not applying any pressure to hold like the twist on that. If I straighten this out, I can twist it. But now I have like force on this. If I just loop it, there's no extra force on that. It's self-stressed force. So this is a variation. If it was wound on a core, then like in the center of that cardboard tube, it's flat and square, but it's still bulged around the outside. So from a profile, you get a steep curve on the rotation and then that. So the twist I'm looking for in my other pursuits is related to that but different. But this is just pop vibrations in, one generation. Is this one totally broken? Yeah. And it's kind of hard to fix if you break it.
These folks, if you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, this may be the most important phone call you'll ever make.
I owe $87,000 in taxes. But listen.
Your tax problem is settled. You only owe $3,500.
What a great message.
I owed $11,000 on my taxes. But now,
Congratulations. You only owe $2,068.
how's that sound?
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, then you owe it to your
And I have one of these, which, see, in that metastable state is a toroid, like this. But if you do that and then confine the center,
As new jobs get posted, we'll notify you with an email. If you're an employer and currently have job opportunities, please post them at ericsjobs.com.
then that becomes a smooth fit kind of around the inside of that. So that's definitely, stable. And when it's a springy material, this is stable. When I do that with the winding, it wants to automatically pop into that. But I can't like, this is definitely tied together, so I can't show you the other tie. So probably all of that was out of frame anyways. There's sort of two ways you can wind this. You can either go around and through, and around and through, and through. Okay, and then this winding let me go a couple more. So this is right this way. Then when this collapses, there. Why are you being so flimsy?
Mary? Mary? Mary?
There. So this toroid is on the outside, crossing from the top left to the bottom right. And there's another one if you wind the other direction. And these cannot be exchanged afterwards, you know, because one was wound around the original, around that side, and then through. Whereas I could have wound it around this side and then through. But that's a totally different winding direction. It ends up being the same this way. So you have this stable form, and if you tie these together directly, it expands out to that way. If you just let this go this way, then there should still be a transformation to get to the other one, but it's like this needs a half twist. I mean, there's a twisting action between this and this on this thread. And it's 2 pi. I mean, it's twice around.